Good evening, everyone. Let's give another round of applause for that band. That's one way to get the festivities started tonight, right? I'll go fast so we can dance more tonight. That's what we're really looking forward to this evening. Again, good evening and welcome everyone to the 7th annual A Wonderland and Safe Haven Gala in support of a safe haven for newborns. This is actually my third time being part of this incredible event and serving as the mistress of ceremony. So I just want to thank Nick and everyone else with this wonderful organization for inviting me here this evening. Tonight, the purpose of why we are all gathered here this evening is to cherish the past, to celebrate the present, and to be inspired for the future. Thank you all for being here and helping to ensure that our important mission of saving babies' lives continues. Now this evening, of course, we are celebrating the lives of those precious little babies, those bundles of joy, and honoring Thomas G. Abraham, chairman of the board of the Anthony R. Abraham Foundation, for his outstanding dedication, yeah, let's give it up, and his commitment to making a difference in our community. Of course, I know a lot of you were mixing and mingling out there, checking out all those silent auction items. There's plenty of great stuff to be had, so be sure to continue to check that out this evening. We've got a great silent auction, a room full of fantastic friends, because that's really what we all are here tonight. We're all friends of the Safe Haven for Newborns organization, so that makes us all friends with each other. So go ahead and embrace the people, make friends with the people at your table, really make it a special evening tonight. And of course, let's give it up for this beautiful new venue and for the crew part of making this room look absolutely spectacular. It really does feel like a wonderland in here tonight. Now, before we begin, I want to turn things over to Pastor Jeff Sullivan to join us for the invocation.
Thank you, and God bless. As we begin to pray, I want to just share one story from the life of Jesus. All the disciples gathered around him and asked, "Who will be the most important one in your kingdom?" And in his answer, he says he called a little child, and he set that child in the midst of them. And he said, "What I'm about to tell you is true. You need to change and become like one of these little children. Anyone who becomes free of pride as this child is the most important in the kingdom of heaven. And anyone who welcomes a little child like this in my name welcomes me." Let's pray. Father, guide our hearts to generosity, to kindness, to love for all those around us. Lord, especially for those who have no one else to support them, for those who are afraid, for those who are scared and feel alone, that they need someone to save them, to rescue them. And you have put us here, Lord, with a great privilege and a great responsibility to care for one another, and especially to care for the littlest ones who need someone to embrace them and bring them into a warm home and care for them for their life. So, Lord, thank you so much for putting in our hearts generosity, for humbling us to remember that we do not give ourselves one more day of life, that it's a gift from you, and that we might pass that gift to someone else. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you so much to Pastor Sullivan for that beautiful invocation. Now, before I introduce our next guest here on stage, I just want to briefly say that 2 years ago, in 2015, when I first became involved with this organization, I had just launched a series called South Florida Survivors on CBS 4, and the next person that I'm about to call up to the stage was one of the very first survivors that I had the honor of featuring on my segment. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome up to the stage this evening Gloria Hope. She'll be singing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the
Great job there by Gloria Hope this evening. What a beautiful rendition of the national anthem. Now, before we get started with our dinner service tonight, I'd first like to take a few minutes to thank the sponsors, because that's really the reason that we're able to have such an incredible event here this evening. Now, I know in the past few years that I've been here, and I'm sure in just the entire life of this organization. One second, everyone. We really want to give thanks to all those sponsors here tonight, and we also want to mention Senator Rene Garcia, unable to join us this evening. He had a prior government commitment, but of course he sends his love and his support as always. Now, as far as our title sponsor, we need to give a big round of applause for the Anthony R. Abraham Foundation. The presenting sponsor and the liquor sponsor this evening, Bacardi. The silver sponsors tonight are Memorial Healthcare Systems, Miller Construction Company, St. Louis Catholic Church, and Tom and Kathy Shannon Family Foundation. Our bronze sponsors for the night include Carmen Rebozo Foundation, Inc., Coastal Construction, Florida Fire Chiefs Association, Health Foundation of South Florida, Mercantile Bank, Sullivan Admire Foundation, Target, Tradewinds Power Corp. Thank you to our bronze sponsors. And now for our underwriting sponsors, our media and public relations sponsor, Armour Correctional Health Services, Community Newspapers, and Jetstream Federal Credit Union. Our video sponsor tonight, Accord Productions. Our entertainment and our band this evening, weren't they great? That sponsors the American Medical Response, AMR. The silent auction sponsor, all those wonderful goodies you see out there. The sponsor tonight is AmTrust Bank. The programs and books printing sponsor, all the great literature you have about the organization on your table right now. The sponsor for that is Opus Care of South Florida. The wine sponsor tonight, hopefully you're all enjoying maybe a glass at your table right now. The wine sponsor is a generous anonymous donor, so we thank whoever that may be. The gorgeous centerpieces tonight, the sponsor, Tom and Ann McCormick. And finally, the valet sponsor tonight, a generous anonymous donor as well. So thank you to all the sponsors, everyone who donated to make tonight's event so very special. Now, I do just want to mention very quickly, I don't have a watch on, so I'm not sure exactly what time it is. If someone could sort of shout it out to me. What time is it? All right, 9:26 right now, 9:25, 9:26, or 8:25, 8:26. Sorry about that. I'm getting ahead of myself. The silent auction closes at 9 o'clock, so you have about 35 minutes or so to still take advantage of that. Pickup for the options is 10 p.m., so just be aware of that as you begin your dinner. Enjoy your evening. We'll be back in just a few. Hello again, everyone. How great was that dinner? Yeah. Let's give a round of applause to the waiters here this evening for serving us so promptly. Everything is actually running on time. I'm so impressed. Not Miami time, legit on time today, so that's awesome. And to also the people who chose that menu, impeccable job, really delicious food this evening. If everyone could just quiet down, I really, really want to make sure that your 100% attention is focused up on these screens you see on either side of this beautiful ballroom here this evening, because we have a really special presentation, a video that was put together with a lot of care and a lot of love. And I know from years past, it could be a tearjerker, so just please be sure that you're giving your undevoted attention to this wonderful video that we're about to share with you this evening. Thank you. What a beautiful video, and what a great treat to see those two young children who are doing absolutely incredible. Gloria Hope, who sang here earlier this evening, excuse me. It's touching to me to hear Nick Silverio say that it's just about saving one life. I don't know if everyone here or how many people here receive the Safe Haven emails when a new baby is saved. Every time I open one of those emails and I see that that number has gone up just by one more, I know that Nick's mission is being carried out throughout this community, not just in South Florida, but throughout the state and other parts of this country as well. So I just want to give Nick and his mission and this wonderful organization one more big round of applause this evening. And if you don't get those emails, talk to Nick so you could start getting them too. You heard one of those children say, call Nick Silverio, the founder of this incredible organization, Uncle Nick. It's truly a great title for him. It's a very special honor. I know that he wears that title with pride for all the children that he's been so blessed to be part of their lives, and they've been blessed to be a part of his. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome the founder and CEO of the Safe Haven for Newborns Foundation, Nick Silverio, to the stage this evening.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Okay. I'm trying to follow the cue here. It's wonderful that Laura Pastrana, co-anchor of CBS 4, is emceeing our 7th annual gala again this year. Lauren, last year you did such a wonderful job with so much warmth and so much energy, and you kept our program on track all night long. You truly helped make last year an amazing, amazing evening, and we are truly grateful to you, Lauren. Good evening, friends of Safe Haven, and a very warm welcome to you for our 7th annual gala. We're very pleased to have our special celebration this year at the Intercontinental Miami. The staff could not have been more professional and accommodating. They were very much a pleasure to work with. I sincerely want to thank every one of you for being here tonight to celebrate the lives of the most innocent and helpless among us, newborns. Your presence and your show of support is a continued inspiration personally to me, to our board, and to our entire event committee. We are truly blessed that you have chosen to support us and that you continue to do so. I want to thank Pastor Jeff Sullivan of Granada Presbyterian Church for the very special invitation and for spreading the good word around in our South Florida communities and the missionary work that he and his wife, Christina, do. Thank you, Gloria Hope, for performing the national anthem so beautifully. I know you since you were 2 days old, and that was 14 years ago. I want to thank our event chair, Senator Rene Garcia, and our silent auction chair, Norris Perez, and her amazing team with Cindy Galdato, Gina Perez, Ann McCormick, Alina Barrios, Mary Ellingiga, Alvaredo, and Joe Perez, for what an outstanding job that they did. It's an amazing, amazing silent auction. Thank you all so much. And of course, I want to extend a thank you to the committee members and the many volunteers that are dedicated and committed throughout the year to the success of our gala and all of our activities. All of you have such giving hearts and are truly a blessing to Safe Haven. I'm privileged to have such a dedicated can-do board of directors who are truly committed to Safe Haven's mission and always provide wise counsel. Thank you, Anavento, Events of Design, for your professional staff and for making a wonderful evening happen. Thank you, Anna. And Accord Productions, who has created and produced all of our videos since our very, very beginning. Thank you, Max Weiler, for all you do for us, and of course, for our long-time friendship. We are most grateful to you and your staff. Thank you, Max. We are also so very appreciative each year to Roxy Sora, artist of Artful Moments, for creating and donating such beautiful, one-of-a-kind artwork for our silent auction every year. Roxy is also the creator and director of Roxana Zubia From Canvas to Collection, and she has also donated one of her beautiful collections to our auction again this year. Roxy, thank you so much. I want to thank our Safe Haven Ambassador, Christina Sullivan, for providing such great professional photography for us every single year. Thank you, Christina. And I want to thank and acknowledge again Gloria Burns, the columnist and account executive of community newspapers, for all she does to promote and increase community awareness for our mission throughout the entire year. Thank you, Gloria. But I want to go off script a little bit because I have two other people that I'd like to share something with you. I want to give a very warm shout out and special thank you to my high school buddy, quarterback, and angel donor, Tom Shannon. Tell you a quick little story. He and his wife Kathy arrived late this afternoon from Europe. They live in Tampa. And they went home, they showered, and then they flew here in their plane to be with us tonight. Thank you, Tom and Kathy. Tom and I, we remember when we were seniors in high school and we went to the senior prom, we rented a white Cadillac convertible. Remember, Tom? We both took turns driving. I remember that. I can't thank you enough, Tom and Kathy. You both are very, very special people. And another person I would like to acknowledge that was a surprise to me tonight is Blanche Roddick, the mother of tennis star Andy Roddick. She's here with us tonight from Texas. She came here just for this event. She has supported us for many, many years, and tonight she gave us a check for $20,000. Thank you so much, Blanche. Very moving. We have and now I want to share a sincere thank you to all of our Safe Haven for Newborns facility partners who are identified with Safe Haven signage outside of their facilities. They are fire, EMS departments, and hospitals with emergency care. They are great partners, and we continue to cherish that relationship. Tonight, as you know, we have with us Gloria Lewis and Gloria Hope. They came to us tonight from Kentucky to be with us. We were going to have some of the other Safe Haven parents and their babies, but they've had some medical conditions and they can't be with us. And one of them is, I'm sure you're asking, where is Christopher? Right? Okay. He'll be 14 in December. He was not able to be with us tonight because his mother, Asia, is having some serious health issues. But they both send their love, and they promise to be here next year. If you remember last year when Christopher got up and spoke, he said, "My name is Christopher. Initially, I wanted to be an astronaut, but I changed my mind. I now want to be a plastic surgeon. So all the women here remember my name." A Safe Haven for Newborn reaches in all 67 counties in the state of Florida. We have many, many projects and programs and activities in the works statewide. But in the interest of time, I will just share two of our major initiatives. The first one is a community service program. We developed an app that will allow a high school or higher education student to be able to earn their community service hours no matter where they live in the state of Florida. The projects that they will work on will be specifically designated Safe Haven projects. The initial focus will be in Miami-Dade and Broward and all the Catholic high schools in South Florida. And then we will then proceed to focus on the other 65 counties. This is a major initiative because this will create tremendous, tremendous awareness of the program while giving the students the hours that they need. The second major campaign we have is we are implementing a statewide outdoor advertising program in over 30 counties with state funding secured by Senator Rene Garcia. But most importantly, I want to share with you tonight the real-life impact a Safe Haven for Newborns is having in saving and transforming lives. Here are just a few of the typical types of calls we receive on our statewide 24/7 multilingual confidential helpline. We received a call from a 13-year-old girl. She was pregnant. She had seen us on a TV advertisement. Her father was in jail, and her mother was deceased. We connected her to a faith-based organization for her to get help. We received a call from a 19-year-old girl with a 5-month-old child, baby boy. She was kicked out of her home. She had no resources, nowhere to go, and it was at 7 p.m. on a weeknight. So we were able to, and this was in Tampa, we were able to get her a place to stay at a motel so we could figure out how we could help her. We asked her if she wanted to get her life back on track, and she said she did. So we mentioned the Sheridan House. There's one in Fort Lauderdale and also one in Orlando. And she readily agreed that she would want to take part in that activity. So she chose Orlando. We bought her a bus ticket and to go to Orlando. I had somebody pick her up at the bus depot and take her to the Sheridan House. And we were in touch with them numerous times, and she was doing quite well. Another call we received was from a 37-year-old woman living in Havana, in Little Havana. She was undocumented and from an Eastern European country. What she wanted, she was 7 months pregnant. She had no prenatal care, and so she wanted to have the care. So I went to meet her at Jose Marti Park, and she had set up a meeting, an appointment for her medical care, and she needed $270 for the 3 appointments. So I gave her the money. So somebody told me the next day, "You gave her money? How do you know she was going to use it in the right way?" And I said, "If you treat everybody the same way, you'll never help anybody." So we helped her, and we proceeded to help her 9 or 10 more times as she went for her appointments. She eventually had the baby. It was a healthy baby, and she kept the baby. We then were donated a bunch of baby supplies, which we gave to her, and she began to cry, and she just couldn't realize that she was getting help because because she was undocumented. She was just very afraid to even share anything with anybody. So that lady was helped, and that baby is alive now because of how we helped. I want to share three testimonies, okay? And I'm going to read them exactly as they are because that's the way we got them, and they were unsolicited. And here's the first one, and this will tell you exactly what we do and how we help. It begins this way. I became pregnant unexpectedly at 20 years old, nowhere to turn, depressed, and soon to be homeless. I contacted a Safe Haven for Newborns. They were very patient, and they listened to my situation and then explained my options and connected to me resources in my community, including a counselor. They were my lifeline during this most stressful, panic situation of my life. We were in contact at all stages of my pregnancy. I made the decision that it was in the best interest of myself and my baby to place my baby in the Safe Haven program. I don't know what I would have done if it was not for the help of a Safe Haven for Newborns. The second testimony, I ignored my pregnancy for over 6 months. No prenatal care, hiding my pregnancy, but I knew I needed to get help, and I began searching online. I Googled and quickly came across a Safe Haven for Newborns, and I decided to contact them, and I am so glad I did. I had many questions. The first thing they stressed was having a healthy pregnancy and a healthy baby. So they connected me to a social worker at a hospital. I did not have transportation, so they arranged and paid for my transportation throughout the remaining months of my pregnancy. My baby was born healthy. I decided Safe Haven was the best option. The people at Safe Haven are very special. I have another child, and through Amazon, they sent me clothes and other necessities for my 4-year-old daughter. And then the last one I'd like to share with you. I'm a 17-year-old high school student, and I became pregnant. I was so afraid to tell my mother because my brother, who was younger than me, had just fathered a child, and my mother went bonkers. I felt she would not be able to handle my situation as well. I was considering my options, and then I called a Safe Haven for Newborns, and after finding their number in the Community Resource Guide and a health clinic. And then I explained my situation. They were very understanding and offered, with my permission, to contact a school resource officer at my school without providing my name to see if they could assist me in advising my mother. The resource officer said she could, so Safe Haven made the connection with my permission. Of course, my mother was upset, but then came to terms with the situation and fully supported me and her granddaughter. I called and thanked the founder so much for their support and guidance and offered to share the information about Safe Haven. Those are real-life stories. Those are things that we were able to help. And that's what happens based on our helpline. We were their lifeline. We can just imagine what the outcomes might have been if Safe Haven was not there for them. We've assisted over 5,000 women in their time of need and crisis, in helping 5 moms regain their parental rights, and 64 moms who chose to place their baby directly with a private licensed adoption agency of their choice. So tonight, it is always with an immense joy that I share with you that we are celebrating the lives of 268 precious newborns, 263 born in Florida, 4 in other states, and 1 in the country of Honduras, all given a chance for a future. All given a chance for a future with lots of love with their forever families. And as I always say, as it said in the video, we truly believe from the beginning, if we only save one life, all of our efforts would be worthwhile. And that was 267 precious babies ago. We welcomed 16 of these little ones into the world this year. 10 little boys, 10 little girls, and 6 little boys. Because of our wonderful family of Safe Haven supporters like you, our selfless volunteers, and our many community partners, we were able to celebrate the lives of these babies tonight. Many, if most of these children would not have a chance at life if it wasn't for the program. We know that there are many worthy causes to support, and you choose a Safe Haven for Newborns. And we are so grateful for the trust and confidence that you have placed in us. You are helping to transform Safe Haven into something everlasting that will continue to grow beyond all of our years. Please share our mission with your business associates, your friends, your family. Hopefully our mission will touch their heart. Every year we have what we call a friend raiser, and it's at Smith & Lewinsky, donated by a board member, Henry Delgado, who's a board member, who's the general manager of Smith & Lewinsky. And we don't ask for money. We just ask you to come and learn more about what we do. And if we touch your heart, then you'll take it from there. So I ask you to please share us on your social media and encourage others to do so as well. Public awareness is saving lives. Since we do not charge for any of our services, and most of our funding comes from donations, a few grants, and our annual events, I ask you to please save the date and join us for our 5th annual walk, which is on March 10th of 2018, and our golf tournament, Tee Off for a Cause. Tee Off for a Cause, which is on April 27th of 2018. I always like to conclude this story because we should always remember its message. It's a story of a man who once stood before God, his heart breaking from the pain and injustice in the world. Dear God, he cried out, look at all the suffering, the anguish, the distress in the world. Why don't you send help? God responded, I did send help. I sent you. And that's all of us should remember that. We responded to his call by speaking up and standing up for the most innocent and helpless among us. What is more important than saving the life of a precious child? And we will continue to do whatever necessary to eliminate infant abandonment. I want to send my warmest personal wishes to all of you and your family for a very special Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Hanukkah. Thank you. We have two things that we're going to do tonight, and one is a recognition of a Safe Haven ambassador. And I'm going to read this. We have so many wonderful and caring Safe Haven for Newborns ambassadors, and tonight I want to recognize one of them. She has been a special and dear friend of Safe Haven since 2010, and a committed ambassador for our annual gala, 5K walk, and the Tee Off for a Cause golf tournament. She will now know who she is. She is the creator and editor of our newly minted newsletter. As a result of her compassion for what we do, she has touched the hearts of many who have now joined our Safe Haven family. So Gina Perez, please come up and accept this token of our appreciation. Okay, we'll give it to her again. Gina, is Gina there? She's coming? Is she running? Rapido. It reads, Gina, a person with a kind heart and compassion for those less fortunate. Gina, with great integrity, who gives so selflessly of her time and her talent, and who's respected by all who know her. Gina, thank you for all you do for Safe Haven and for your friendship.
Thank you. Thank you.
And now the Monarch Award, honoring Thomas Abraham. Tommy, we are so honored that you are with us here tonight and so very appreciative for the very generous support of the Anthony Abraham Foundation. As you know, a Safe Haven baby was named in your honor. What a fitting tribute to you and a blessing for that precious child. Because your parents believed in life, you and your siblings were adopted, giving you all a chance for love, a forever family, and a future. You are a very special person, Tommy. I know, I speak for many when I say thank you for all you do to make a real difference around the world in the lives of so many, especially children. You continue to carry on your father's beautiful legacy. It's truly my honor to know you. So tonight, Tommy, please come up. We wish to honor you with our Safe Haven Safe Haven for Newborns Monarch Award. It includes Gloria Hope and Christopher, two Safe Haven babies that are now 14 years old and reaching for the world. The monarch butterfly expresses a new beginning, just what a Safe Haven for Newborns is all about.
Wow. So we've all gathered here tonight. I guess a lot of you have probably read the fake news about me in this beautiful little booklet. Don't worry, it's not true. Nothing in there. It's just, stuff that my PR person put together. And hopefully that maybe you read it, you have an opportunity to be impressed. But when Nick called me and said, hey, we want to make you an honoree for this event, 2 years ago, I said, no, that's impossible. Nobody's going to show up, number one. Nobody knows me, number two. And why would they care about Tom Abraham? But it's not about me, actually. I think Nick said something earlier, and that was that I was adopted by Anthony and Genevieve Abraham, who founded the Anthony R. Abraham Foundation. And there was 5 kids that were adopted. 2 of us were adopted from an orphanage in Lebanon, and I think you had the opportunity, maybe some of you, to witness my sister receiving this award. So if you'd be a little patient with me, I usually don't read from a script, but sometimes I feel it's necessary to kind of relate to you what I'm thinking and what this is, how important this is for me to be up here to speak in front of you. So the theme of my message is, I am because of you. I wonder how many people in this room have really reflected on those individuals in your life that have made such a difference for you on your way up to fulfilling your dreams. And every year I go to Lebanon, sometimes I go 2 or 3 times, and I go to the orphanage where I was founded by my mother and father, Anthony and Genevieve Abraham. And the nun who was there the day I showed up, at 1 day old at the orphanage, is still there. She's 83 years old. And we sit together, have tea, and I have a translator trying to translate, but we do a lot of hugging and kissing, so there's not too much emotional communications that we're not sharing with each other. And we look at the photographs and stuff of me and my sister Norma at the orphanage there. So back to this theme. I am because of you. Because of Nick and the tragedy that he experienced in his life, losing his lovely wife, Gloria, he found a mission, a cause, to go out there and do something special, to make a difference in somebody's life, a child who has no choice to decide who his parents are or who they weren't going to be, but a child who is left innocently in a trash can on the street corner. What kind of person would do that? We're not here to judge that. What we're here is to celebrate the fact that there's an individual who, out of the chaos in his own life, found a way to shine a light on the hopeless, on those who were abandoned, who came up with a great idea called Safe Haven for Newborns. That's what we're celebrating. We're not celebrating the past or the reason why that happened. We're celebrating the fact that there are human beings in this world, and there are plenty of them out there, that know how to make a difference, to follow their heart, to follow their compassion, their empathy, which so much of society today has lost. That sense of empathy, compassion, trust, love, giving. We all have been given something by God. That gift is our free will to make a difference, to make a choice, to follow what we believe is right or wrong. And sometimes in that course in life, we take the wrong road. It doesn't mean that we're damned forever. It just means that we have to learn from our mistakes. And because there are orphans and there are children who are left in places, we can't condemn those who have taken that action because we have not walked in their footsteps. We do not know why, or should we care. But what we should do is to understand that we individually, each and every one of us, has a calling in life. And whatever that calling is, we have a choice to take advantage of the gifts that God has given us, or to walk away and be self-centered and not worry about anybody else. I'm in this room with a lot of amazing first responders. You know, if it wasn't for the first responders, our firemen, our policemen, our military in this country, we would not be the kind of country we are today. They have provided us with our freedoms, with our security, and with our ability to live in a great democracy, America. You know, because of you, Nick, and the love and passion you have for your wife, Gloria, hundreds of lives have been changed throughout the United States and in the future, the world, because there's been an outreach for Nick's program overseas in Europe. Each and every one of us in this room came here tonight, not because we don't have passion or commitment or empathy. That's obvious. That's why you're sitting here. But what's really amazing is that we are because of somebody else who's implanted in your heart and your soul that this is the right thing to do, is to get engaged, to be involved with your families, to be involved with your community, to support those organizations that actually make an impact on one person's life, as Nick said. That's all we want to do, is change that one life. You know, our foundation supports a lot of different institutions. And one of the forefronts of what we do is we look for those institutions that make a difference. We look for the individuals that are running those institutions that have empathy, that have compassion, that have drive, and that have a belief in what they're doing, and above all, they believe in their Christian values of doing the right thing. And Safe Haven, because of you, Nick, and your passion and love for your wife, you have given that opportunity for all of us in this room to be a part of your dream, to serve the Christian values that this country was built on, to go out and do something for those who are less fortunate. I want to close by saying that the real miracle today, and the world will know that Gloria and Nick are the torchbearers of God's love, that no child should ever have to be abandoned. God bless each and every one of you tonight that have contributed to making a difference by being here. God bless you who have committed to keeping the lights of hope burning, so that those who face the darkness of hopelessness will see the light of Safe Haven. Surviving the forsaken newborn of the world who will be given the new opportunity to enjoy a full life, where one day they too can make a difference in the life of a forsaken newborn. Nick, you know, you have really made a difference in the world. And they call you uncle. That is a great tribute. And you called me a friend. You know, friendships are hard to gain, but your love and your compassion convinced me and our foundation for your mission, for us to stand up here and to support you and to implore each and every one of you to understand that you have the ability to make a difference. Share this mission of Nick's. Share it with your friends and family. and you can make a difference so that one day a new child will be born, and maybe he will be standing up here today or the next year or the following year telling you why it's so important to save a life. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak to you tonight. God bless you all, and God bless America. Thank you.
Let's give Thomas Abraham another round of applause. Another round of applause as well for Gina Perez. She might be busy working outside once again. And of course, another, I'd say, standing ovation for this man right here, Nick Silverio. Let's give it up for this incredible organization, this incredible human being, for all he's done in bringing us together here tonight. And now it's my pleasure to be able to introduce to you Mike Murphy of Coastal Cares, which is the philanthropic arm of the Coastal Construction Company group in the Murphy family. Mike Murphy is one of the principals of this company, and he's also a wonderful ambassador of a safe haven for newborns for so many years. And he's going to take a few minutes to share with you the importance of why they continue to support this life-saving organization.
Thank you, Lauren, for what you do. Nick, I'm honored that you asked me to speak tonight. However, you pretty well covered it between you and that marvelous thing that Tommy had to say. It was great. But many of you know the story of a safe haven for newborns, how it came to be, and some of you may not. So here goes. It's pretty simple. Although Nick and Gloria Silverio were not able to have children of their own, they were aunt and uncle, godmother and godfather to many. After the tragic loss of Nick's wife, Gloria, by a speeding driver, a safe haven for newborn was created by Nick in Gloria's memory. We know as of tonight there's 268 newborns that now have a chance at life. Our mission, well, if you were to ask Nick what the mission is, his answer would be whatever it takes. But by definition, it is to eliminate the ultimate in infant abuse and abandonment. This is done through education, prevention, direct assistance, and grassroots community involvement. Here's some of their work that aids in the prevention of infant abandonment, thus saving lives, some of which Nick touched on in these real-life beautiful stories, including what happens when a young woman who's desperate, has got no place to turn, makes a call. So they they make sure that she can have a healthy pregnancy, a healthy delivery, and a healthy baby. He told you that over 5,000 young women have been assisted and all these children have been given a chance at the future. He talked about the statewide 24/7 confidential multilingual helpline. They receive over 2,000 calls a year. This is important. Everyone is helped. No one is ever judged. That never happens. They provide for basic newborn necessities. Here's the sad part. They have also had to provide a dignified final resting place for an abandoned precious newborn. Thank God this is happening less frequently. They have a youth outreach program. It includes educational videos and materials, youth speaker bureau program. I think they deal with around 10,000 youths per year. They maintain constant outreach through social media. They develop ongoing student projects that allow students to earn community service hours. They have a statewide professional educational program that includes developing, maintaining, and providing web-based training for hospitals, first responders, law enforcement, and the Department of Children and Families. They provide signage and collateral material to all hospitals, 24/7 fire EMS stations statewide. We've all seen those signs at the hospitals and on the fire stations. They have a statewide community awareness program that includes creating and distributing public service announcements for TV, radio, print, and the digital media, implementing outdoor awareness campaigns through billboards and on public transportation, such as buses, engage the communities, both public and private sectors, with collateral materials, volunteering, events, presentations, proclamations, and social media. Lastly, they advocate for safe haven issues and continue to develop statewide partnerships and collaborations. They've expanded to other states and to the country of Panama. However, all funds raised in Florida stay in Florida. By the way, everyone at Safe Haven is a volunteer, including Nick. So, how can we help? My answer to that is we have to provide for future sustainability for this great organization through contributions and volunteering. So my job here today is to ask those who are supporting Safe Haven to please continue. Those who are considering it, jump on board. It can be done annually or monthly, online or by check. And before I close, this part's from my heart. Actually, it's from the heart and the soul and the spirit of 268 babies. So I'm going to suggest that 268 lives that have mothers and fathers, sisters and brothers, and will grow up to have husbands and wives, and then their own children, and then they'll complete the circle of life. So my question is, what kind of an effect and change will they have on this world? I suggest to you that it will be profound. Nick and his staff have done and are doing their job. Let's do our job, ensure future sustainability of this life-saving program. And you know, Nick asked me to do this. I'm not a public speaker. Usually you get the good ones, you know, like Renee, but he wasn't available. But I am proud to stand here and be in support of this organization. We've known of this organization and been involved since, I think it was single digits. One last little quick story. Nick joined us at the Knights of Columbus and helped us out. We were painting classrooms. And he looked at me, and he looked up, and he looked down, and he says, all right, I'll paint the baseboards, you paint the ceiling. So we became fast friends. So when Renee bailed, or unfortunately had to do something else, Nick called me, and I went, how many people are going to be in the room? Are you kidding me? 500 people, 300 people, this is crazy. Anyway, they've done their job. It's time for us to do ours. Thank you. God bless you. And Tommy, God bless America.
Mike Murphy says he's not a public speaker, but I don't believe him because I think he did a great job. Thank you so much for sharing from your heart this evening. Hopefully you all will share from your heart. You're already, half the battle is won. You came here tonight, so please continue to open your hearts and give to this incredible organization. The mission continues with you. It started with Nick, but it continues with all of us, and it passes down to all those children who this organization has served as their lifeline. So please continue to do what you can to give to this organization. Spread the message with your friends and family. Spread that message on social media. Please take part in the 5K walk, in the golf tournament. There are so many other ways to get involved, and we truly appreciate all that you have done this evening by being here for a safe haven for newborns. So give yourselves a round of applause tonight. The meal was delicious, the dessert was fantastic, and now it's time to have some fun. Let's dance the night away with da-da-da, everyone. Good evening. And very quickly, I'm sorry, one more thing. I failed my job tonight. These adorable little bears you see here, I think there are other ones throughout the room as well. Oh, they're in the front. There's one in blue. Oh, here we go. I was like, how do I get these? These adorable little bears, they are available to purchase, I believe. Do we have more throughout the room? Okay, if you look over in the back where they're waving, there are more. This is a certain way that you can contribute to the wonderful mission of this organization. So go ahead and stop by to get your hands on these bears. We promise it's all for a very good cause this evening. Now, without further ado, grab a bear and get dancing, everyone. Bye-bye.